We're here at the Ohsweken Speedway test and tune with Tom Huppunen, and Tom, you got this car out late in the season last year, and it's a creation of your design along with Adam Murphy from 5 Star Racing Products. And talk about maybe some of the differences and similarities from this car to a standard sprint car.
Basically, we started with a standard sprint car kind of as a template. Made some changes to the frame to lighten it up a little bit. And a few strengthening points in the roll cage just for safety. As far as overall, it's basically the same pickup points as any sprint car has, but we'll be adjusting that as we learn more.
So what kinds of things are you looking for every time you're out on the track in terms of what you can learn and maybe what you want to change in the future?
Basically just it's still driver feel. For myself, I've been around this track quite often, but since the changes early last year with the design, it's opened the corners up for corner speed a little bit more, and notice that the wings have made more of a difference on the cars. Down the straightaway speed's a little bit higher. I also had an opportunity last year to run at Eldora at the end of the year and really start to feel the air on the car, and kind of related it here at the last practice of the year last year. So I think we learned something. We tried a whole bunch of setup things last year. Came in 6 laps, back out, fueled up, air pressures, kind of did NASCAR style, and hopefully we'll be fast today.
Well, you were one of the first local guys from Southern Ontario to really race sprint cars on a regular basis, and as we stand here, test and tune night, we're getting ready for the 5th year in a row of weekly sprint car racing here at Ohsweken. And what do you think about when you sit back and look at the changes that have taken place since you started your career?
Definitely, I guess everybody's kind of stepped their game up as the years went on. I know when we started way back late 90s with ESS and that, there was maybe a few top cars, maybe with Gertie motors, or that were newer cars out, and everybody else was kind of having hand-me-downs. And now, I guess as things progressed and cars have been more standardized and the prices come down and more people can afford to get into better equipment. And as far as the rules go, I really like the ASCS engine rules that are in place now. They've been in place for many years and have been consistent, and as long as every track has a good tech guy and the races are equal, I think the 360 racing will continue to grow.
You've basically been racing mostly at Ohsweken for the last few years. Is there plans to maybe take this car out on the road a little bit, or are you maybe going to stay here until you get some more idea of what this car likes?
Basically, we're going to use Ohsweken as a test track. We'll try to run for points this year. Depending on how the first quarter of the season goes, whether we can afford to miss a race and travel or not. I would like to go to Knoxville. It's been a dream. Always, every sprint car driver wants to go and give it a go at the 360 Nationals. It'd be a dream come true if we can do it, and just if we can afford losing points at that time.
So you mentioned that you went to Eldora last year, and you'd never been on that track before, but we've all seen it on TV, and we've been there in the stands. What is it actually like when you drive up those banks the first time?
I tell you, going slow around there is a little daunting when you're kind of falling on the left side of the car. It's a neat feeling. I know, I'm not sure with the 360 engine if you can run. I've seen like Tony Stewart, Casey Kane, and the other drivers when the track gets black, running right up against the wall. When we raced there, the track's a little bit lower and took a little more power of the motor, but definitely it's a hammer down track. If you lift, you lose. So it was a good learning experience.
Was it how you imagined it would be, or was it completely different?
I thought I'd be a little more intimidated by the track, but actually when you get out there, things slow down as you get faster. I guess that's what they say, and it wasn't so bad. I enjoyed it. I mean, first lap out, I held her wide open and didn't lift till the checkered, so I think I did all right. We did some improvements to the car after that, so we might try it again this year if we can. So.
Well, talk about this season at Ohsweken. You're one of the guys who've been around for a while, and every year it seems like we see a guy who kind of jumps up and becomes the guy to beat, and every year it's a different guy. Is there somebody in the pits this year that you think could be that person that maybe surprises a few people?
I don't know if there's one particular person. I mean, there's been watching some of the newer drivers, or even some of the veteran guys that came from Modify, like Jamie Turner, step up his game last year, driving wise and just car handling and everything. I'm sure he'll get a win. I mean, there's so many good guys now. We got so much good action here that it should be a different winner every week. That'll be great for the fans.
What do you tell someone who's never seen a sprint car before, or maybe even never been to a dirt track before?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of slogans and things that you could say about race cars, but I just kind of relate it to maybe speedway motorcycle racing, where you're kind of sideways and there's some slide jobs, and you know, it's basically just riding on a big motor and holding her to the floor as much as you can, and hopefully come out on top.
Well, that's Tom Huppunen. We're going to let him get out there on the track. And for OntarioOval.com, I'm Tom McGooge.